What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 9th day of October, and here we are sitting at about 11.5 cents with 4 hours and 45 minutes left in the day. You moved down quite a bit since the highs of yesterday, and it looks like we're down at this original intended target area that we had from back here. I'm not trying to pretend that I've called this, right? I forget what the call was yesterday. I think we were optimistic but still cautiously aware, right, that we could drop down to this area. All along, really throughout this range, we've talked about the possibility of coming down here, but I don't feel right in saying that I called it, right? I definitely didn't call that we came down here, but this was an area that we were expecting nonetheless, right? From a low here to a high. Let's take the actual high, not the fake out high. The golden ratio is right there at about 11.16 cents to 10.9 cents. That range encapsulates these lows right here, these prior lows, very well. If we look at the 4-hour time frame, we zoom in. It's also right here where we found support before, some areas that we found resistance before. It just makes sense that we might go down there, right? Cookie DAO, while it's a fantastic pump that we had here from the 30th of September going into the 4th there, that was a nice little move that we had. Definitely showing some acquisition, some buying pressure is stepping in. We're just taking a little bit of a breather. We're coming back, right? That's okay. Not a whole lot of volume on the way down. Good bit of volume on the way up, above average volume at the very least. I want to look at the 1-hour time frame, the 4-hour time frame. We'll zoom back out and we'll see where we stand toward the end of this video here. I am expecting that this is either the low, it's the low of this move, or we have a little bit more to go. I'm kind of leaning toward that little bit more side right now, but let's see. 1-hour time frame. Looking at the 1-hour time frame, the RSI is bearish. Doesn't mean that we have to go lower, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did. Stochastics are bearish, absolutely. And in fact, they look like they're directly implying that we have lower to go. And the MACD is bearish, not implying that we have lower to go, but just allowing for it to happen if it does happen. So bearish continuation probably is what's at hand here. If we're looking at this from an overall low to the high that happened here, yesterday's little rip and divot, nice volume on the way up, just no volume, no continuation, no persistence there. As we're dumping, there's a lack of volume, which is nice to see. A little bit of volume's picking up here, but nothing compared to what we're getting on the buying side. Absolutely. Even when we do get big selling volume, we don't go anywhere. We're just chilling. Anyways, 1272 retracement hit. We could move up first a little bit, maybe to 11.7 cents, even up to that 12-cent area again up here, and then come back down. But don't be amused, right? I'm actually very much under the opinion that we are going to go just below 11 cents. We'll probably go just below 11 cents, if not maybe right around there, 11.2. It's very common with the 1414 here to go just below that. So you could go right below 11.2 cents, if not right to the golden ratio, right there at 10.96 cents, which again lines up pretty well. I mean, let's just identify this area right just below the 1414 because that's pretty common to go just below it, right there at the golden ratio. Let's identify this area. Look, significance right here in this area. Prior areas of support right here, support. Look at how well respected. Just that's awesome right there. You could even go a little bit higher, maybe find support a little bit lower, whatever. Areas of support right here, it's perfect. It's literally perfect. That 11.16 to 10.96 cent area, something in that zone. That's where I think we're going to go. So far, at least, that's what we're looking at on the 1-hour time frame. Let's see the 4-hour time frame. Also suggested that we go lower, but what I will say, we got 41 minutes left in this candle. We're only up 0.8%. We could definitely come down and close this candle red. What I will say is it's kind of nice to see you bouncing off the oversold zone. Bounce like that, typically promotes some growth. Typically, I can't find any examples where you bounce off the oversold zone and then you go into it. Let's see. Like here, you even had a little bounce back down, but still bouncing like every single time. Right here, that was like the most bearish consequence, but you still went up. Right. This is the 4-hour time frame. That's 1, 2, 3. That's like a half day of moving up. It's not common to bounce off the oversold zone on the RSI, one candle, and then come back down for cookie, at least not in recent history. It can happen. It's just not something that you see happen. Stochastics are bearish, RSI is bearish overall, and so is the MACD. If it wasn't for this fact that you're right at the oversold zone bouncing, I would have no problem calling for you to go lower. But maybe you come up a little bit. Maybe you find some support and then you come back down. But I would think that we do go lower still, right? And again, this RSI dynamic with the bounce off the oversold zone, that can change in the next 40 minutes if this candle comes down about, you're up 1.2% now, so you moved up a little bit. If this candle comes down about 1.2% in the next 40 minutes, which is doable, then yeah, likely we do proceed lower. That's the one thing giving me some kind of an inclination of hope that this is the area of which you're going to find support. We take the low here to the high, low to high. You're just shy of hitting the golden ratio. This to me, I'm at my wit's end because Cookie DAO doesn't really care about its fibs. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. So as weird as it would be to find support here, as with any other chart, 99 out of 100 charts, I'd have no problem saying, nope, we're going down here. No ands, ifs, or buts. It's happening. Super confident. There we go. End of discussion. Video's over. With Cookie, sometimes you do bounce right above your golden ratio. Sometimes you do disrespect your fibs. And in fact, you've disrespected them even in this range here, right? Somewhat respecting them, but this is a somewhat respect of the golden ratio in itself, finding support around there. I'm going to stick with it, okay? Not to throw you one direction, pull you back, and just throw you again, but I'm sticking with the idea that we do go down below 11.2 cents. We do uphold 10.9 cents, but we're going to go in that area. That's my expectation. I think that's what's going to happen. Today's Thursday. Maybe by the end of the day, we come up a little bit. Maybe, because we have that bounce there. Maybe we come up a little bit, give our bearish indicators a break, and then tomorrow or over the weekend, we make that final plunge down. I mean, let's be fair, we've been pretty volatile on the way down, right? It's been red day, green day, red day, green day, red day, maybe tomorrow is a green day, and then the next day's a red day, then Sunday's a green day. I don't know, with a wick to the downside, but we're close. I just don't think we're quite there yet. So a little bit lower. I will be moving my buy orders down to 11.2 cents. I'll probably do, because I like to buy a little bit ahead of time, I'll probably do it right at this low to 11.2 cents and just layer them in there. So if you're on Coinbase and you see some, probably not a large amount, but if you see some buy orders layered in there, I'm going to be part of that. Okay, we'll see. Time will tell if we get down there. If not, worst thing happens is we don't go down there. We start to pump, and then, oh no, we have to buy up here. Who cares? Whatever. Buy up here. Buy on the breakout. I would rather buy there than buy here, believing that we're going lower, right? I very much do believe we're going lower. But with that being said, let me try to talk myself into it real quick. We're talking about a 3% to a 5% move. It's worth buying here, man. It's worth taking the guessing out and just getting it done with. But I'm leaving my buy orders open. I'm gonna shift them down, and yeah, then we'll see. Anyways, zooming out a little bit here. Zooming out, looking at the daily time frame. The daily RSI is relatively neutral. We're finding resistance at the same areas we found resistance before. Might it make sense to go to the same areas that we found support before? So that would also explain that we could go a little bit lower. Absolutely. Stochastics are pointed downward, suggesting we go lower, and the MACD is rejecting the zero, which also allows us to go lower. With these indicators on the daily time frame, normally, I don't know how to phrase this properly. I would normally not have a problem calling for lower lows. But because of where we are in the market, because of the dynamic in the cycle right now, I don't think that we're going to see lower lows. Because of what Bitcoin's doing and everything, I mean, what are the liquidation levels like for Bitcoin right now? I'm kind of curious. Let's see. Shorts are ridiculous. You guys, you got to stop. 4 billion in the past 24 hours. Shorts have overtaken the week. Oh my God, the longs have climbed way. Oh no, the longs are still high. Wow. So the longs are still at about 20 billion. We've just piled on like a few $1 billion extra in shorts recently. Okay. Wow. Maybe we do have a little bit more downside to go with Bitcoin, and again, that would explain a little bit of downside with Cookie DAO and other cryptos as well. Looking at this overall, though, guys, very bullish on Cookie DAO. I know we've been very bearish on this video, or like talking about the downside predominantly, but overall, we're in spectacular shape. Okay, outperforming the average altcoin by far this cycle so far. From a high to a low, you haven't done much since January of this year, but not many coins have. I absolutely believe that you're about to rally. I believe that what we're going to see is this W pattern. And again, as I like to say, typically this leg of the W is faster than this leg of the W, right? So this took, I forget how many weeks. We've measured it, like 13 weeks, I want to say. 13 weeks, yes. This will likely take half that time, if not less. So by the end of October, sometime in November, we should be making our way to new all-time highs. By the end of October, I'd expect that we're at least at our all-time high level, if not beyond that. And then going into November, we should see these $1.65 to $3.90 target areas come into play. That's my expectation. Going into the end of the year, probably $3.90 to $10. Going into the end of the cycle, probably $10 to $46, right? Overlapping these ideas as we continue to the next phases. Anyways, I've got nothing else for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. I've got this very nice bucket hat from All American Crave. That's the clothing company, All American Crave. They are an American clothing company. They are good people who make good, solid. I mean, the product, the material is nice, man. I don't know, for the fellas out there, if you want a bathing suit that you've never felt so soft before and it's American made and it's a fair price, check them out. All American Crave. This is not a paid sponsorship. I don't have any paid sponsorships. This is not an affiliate link thing. I have a good back and forth with the people who run the company there, and you know they've hooked me up with some high quality clothes. So I'm hooking them up with some shout outs because I think they really do have some good quality stuff. Everything I've gotten from them is just super soft, and the material, you can tell it's not stuff that you buy at Walmart. You know what I mean? Like it's good material clothing. And it's an American company and made by good people, so I like supporting stuff like that. And I told myself anytime I'd wear this hat that I would give them a shout out. So I wasn't wearing it through this video. I just had it in my hand, but because I needed to let the head breathe. Anyways, enough about me. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.